Next is Robert H. Boyle.
I want to thank the committee for holding this hearing and for your patience, but I pray that you follow up with a thorough investigation. My name is Robert H. Boyle. I'm a journalist and the author of books. One of my books, Dead Heat, The Race Against the Greenhouse Effect, published in 1990 and written with Michael Oppenheimer, a member of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. I also founded Riverkeeper and the Hudson River Foundation for Science and Environmental Research. I have been involved in environmental matters for more than 50 years, but I have never encountered such an outrageous con job, and I was deeply involved in the Westway case, as this attempt by the Department of Environmental Conservation, in particular by Director Bradley J. Field and his Division of Mineral Resources, to foist high-volume fracturing upon the people and state of New York. This should come as no surprise. Director Field is New York's official representative on the Interstate Oil and Gas Compact Commission and the Groundwater Protection Council. Both are industry fronts based in Oklahoma City, and in this regard, the work done on hydraulic fracturing and what should be done doesn't emanate from this capital, but from Oklahoma City and the industry. And Director Field has pushed their phony line that fracking is benign in all its aspects. The fracking fix has been in from the beginning, as Bruce Ferguson and I documented in articles in Metroland, copies of the text provided to the committee. For starters, take the synchronized timeline. In 2005, just 5 weeks after Congress passed the notorious Energy Policy Act, exempting fracking from the Safe Drinking Water Act, the DEC introduced a departmental bill pushed by Director Field's division that was written by industry lobbyists. It literally undercut the rights of landowners forced into compulsory integration. This law must be repealed. In 2008, another quickie DEC bill, this one about outside fracking production units. Director Field greased the way with a PowerPoint obscuring the fact that high-volume fracking would be unlike anything this state has ever seen. He also parroted the fraudulent industry line that there had never been, quote, one instance of drinking water contamination in over 1 million frack jobs, unquote. He repeatedly claimed that in New York, 75,000 existing oil and gas wells had been drilled without incident. But no records at all exist for about 40,000. I repeat, 40,000 of those wells. And where records do exist, there are, at a minimum, hundreds of cases involving explosions, evacuated homes, polluted wells, water wells, drilling spells, and so forth. This 2008 DEC bill must be repealed as well. Despite the fact that New York State has adopted a climate action plan already bound to cost billions upon billions of dollars, Director Field has ignored the problem of fugitive methane emissions, first reported in the peer-reviewed journal by Robert Howarth, Renee Santoro, and Anthony Ingraffia at Cornell University. They found that fugitive methane emissions during the extraction and transmission of fracked shale gas cause an even greater greenhouse impact than so-called dirty coal. But we should not be surprised that Director Field is acting against the interests of not only his own state, but the planet as well, because he is a confirmed signer of the global warming petition circulated by the Oregon Institute for Science and Medicine, based in the aptly named town of Cave Junction. The petition calls for the United States government to reject any limits on greenhouse gases. Why? Because, and I quote from the petition that Director Field signed, and you can see his name on the internet, quote, "There is no convincing scientific evidence that human release of carbon dioxide, methane, or other greenhouse gases is causing or will, in the foreseeable future, cause catastrophic heating of the Earth's atmosphere and destruction of the Earth's climate, period," unquote. Governor Cuomo has repeatedly stated that science will decide the fate of fracking in New York. Science? Really? Science? Instead of science, we have subterfuge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you. Thank you for all that you have done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good day.